Evening all. Another late one from me. Unintentionally had a few technical issues with my email today. Had to get a new email app, so this one's later than usual. Also had a little nap. Me and my wife were watching a video and we both fell asleep. So I realised there may not be a lot of people, if at all. Catch this one on the replay. Yesterday's one was quite funny actually. It was kind of like last man standing or last person standing. As I was talking, people were saying, I need to go to bed, I need to go to bed, one by one. People were going to bed. So, anyway, so title of today's video. Hey Nana, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Nana's probably still doing his Facebook Live now. He graciously allowed me to jump on my Facebook Live. I felt like I wanted to hit him. Yeah, he's still doing his now. We got different audiences. Got a few, I think, mutual friends, but we've got different audiences. But for me, it's kind of like a respect thing. I respect what Nana's doing, so I always try and try and wait till he's finished before I do mine, if the timing works out like that. But he must have been reading my mind, because he asked me what I didn't want to ask him. I didn't want to mention about doing my Facebook Live, but he asked me when I'm doing mine. I said, I'm kind of waiting for you, and he said, yeah, go and do your thing, man. So yeah, big up Nana, big up what you're doing. Anyway, support. I will do my best. And so yeah, so today's video was kind of just something that someone said to me, and yeah, it was. I said to the guy, I said, I like that. I'm going to use that. So yeah, big up Taylor Hastings, who I work with, team leader where I work. And he was giving me feedback on my Facebook Live yesterday, and yeah, really gave me some nice, good feedback. And we kind of got talking, and he was talking about living in the grey, how everything is not a black and white situation, and I really like that. I've never heard that phrase before, and I said, yeah, I like that, and that's the thing. When I'm speaking to people, and they say stuff I like, I'll use it. I'll tell them, can I use that? Or I always quote them. What have you, but it's not all about what's on my mind or whatever. Through engaging with people, talking to people, things come up, yeah, so I really like that, and living in the ground. I may not, this is kind of one off the cuff yet again, and I think this one has got legs. It's definitely one that could be discussed. If there was more people on, that could open it up for discussion. What does that mean, living in the grey? He said to his bosses, sometimes you got to live in the grey. Hey Karim, thank you for the like. We need to catch up soon, sir. We need to catch up soon. So what does that mean, living in the grey? I'll take my interpretation of it. So for me, I'm a very logical person. 1 + 1 = 2. There's always an answer to everything, and what I call a black and white situation, nothing in between. And I've learned throughout the years that not everything is black and white. I never described it as living in the grey, but that phrase really sums it up and encapsulates yeah, my thoughts. And I've learned in a number of ways that life is not a black and white situation. At times it is, but at times it's not. It's not always a straightforward thing. They say you've got the law, but in biblical terms you've got the law and you've got the application of the law. You've got the spirit of the law. So there are times where a person may be guilty, but because of that certain situation, it's not necessarily the right thing to do to apply the law in a black and white situation. And that's where you get the term the spirit of the law comes from. And so yeah, not everything is black and white. 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2, believe it or not. And for me, growing up, I always had to have an answer for everything. Everything had to always be absolute. There was no ambiguity. There was no in between. And yeah, definitely learning that life is not like that at all. One big lesson I learned, and it's for my wife, I have to thank for that, is one of the few times that we've argued or had disagreements, my approach to it is, whether it takes 1 hour, 2 hours. I want the situation sorted out. I want it all thrashed out. I want us to come to I want things to be thrashed out, come to a head, and that's it. And she's of the mind that no, sometimes she'll get emotional, and sometimes she needs to step back from the situation. And I always thought that was wrong. Um, I thought, no, get it sorted now, get it out, get it done, and then we can move on. But it would get to the case sometimes where, as humans, obviously we get emotional, and then when emotions start getting involved, I'd be arguing my case as I do, debating my case, giving facts and figures, backing up what I'm saying. And sometimes she'll get flustered because of the emotions running high and upset. Emotions take over the logic. So she just probably after a while forget what we're talking about. I could be talking complete sense, but because the emotions are there, and she kind of just shuts down and she can't engage anymore. And I'll be going rah 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 rah, and I still be going on for I want this sorted, blah 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 this. But I've learned that that's not the right approach, not with my wife anyway. You need to take time out. You need to take space away from the situation. Let the dust settle. Let minds take in what has happened, and then come back to it. And I've had to learn that, and that approach works a lot better than my old self, which is everything's got to be sorted and blah 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 this and that. And sometimes she would make statements in the heat of the moment, um, which is because of the emotions in that situation. So, and another lesson I've learned is with kids. As kids, you can have. I was saying it to Taylor. You could have all these things your plans laid out, all nice and neat, and kids will just come and mash it up in like 2 seconds. They've got their own agenda. They don't care what you want to do. They want your attention there, and then they want your attention. So kids are. My children have helped me to learn that as much as I want to plan things, I've got to be prepared for the unexpected. And so yeah, that's kind of my understanding of living regret, and I realise it's much more. I know there's much more to it than that. Um, but I just want to share this with you guys, and maybe you haven't thought about things that way as well. There's times, I'm just trying to think of examples. There are times where, in business, you plan for things, you set plans, you set goals, but things sometimes don't don't go to plan. Sometimes you got to improvise. You got to think off the cuff. You've got to go into those grey areas, which are not always black and white defined, or this and that. So for me, what I'm doing now, the Facebook Lives, this was not on my yearly. I set some goals. I'm not as strict as I used to be, or was told. You've got to set definitive goals every month, every quarter. I set a few aspirations that I would like to reach, but not too many that it gets just. I look at the list and it just gets laborious looking at it. I set a few clear things that I want to do, and then I go with it and I try and review it on a regular basis. I haven't been so good this year, but what I'm doing, Facebook Live, did not fit into that. That was not one of my goals. Now, if I was just going black and white, I could have gone right. That's not in my goals. There's no room for new manoeuvring. There's no room for adjustment. It is what it is. There it is. It's written black and white or digitally on my phone, and that's it. But I've gone into the grey, and look what's happened. 52 videos later, comments, feedback, open, honest conversations with people. So much has happened. Me stepping into that grey area, the unknown area, and look what's happened. So I'm going to keep it short and brief. If I'd given this more thought, I could have really probably delved into it a bit more, but that's just kind of my initial thoughts based on what Taylor said to me. But I love that phrase. I love it so much. I used it, and I said to say I'm going to use that one. Living in the grey. What does that mean to you? Hit me up in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, that would be great. Saturday the 10th of December is an opportunity for me to go into the grey to speak for the first time in public in front of 1,200 people. Wow. I don't know how it's going to go if I get the opportunity. I'd have to talk to the organisers about if they want me to speak on a particular subject or tell my story or what have you, there'll be some preparation, but I'm not gonna over analyze it. I'm not gonna plan everything because I don't know what I'm gonna be like when I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna focus more on the audience, what I want the audience to get out of it, more than myself, and I'm gonna step into the grey and see what happens. It should be fun. Basically, to do that, I need to help promote the event. I need to sell 99 tickets. Please, if you want to come, hear me speak, come see someone coming out of their comfort zone. If you feel you like what you see, you can engage with me, you relate to me, come and check it out. It's in London. You get the chance to network with great people, see great speakers. It's going to be a bit of an award ceremony. It's going to have a kind of concert feel to it. It's a big event. It's a self-development event of the year. It's going to be a big event. Great way to end the year and step it up for next year, 2017. So I'll post the link down below. Hit me up on the YouTube channel. It's all in my Facebook page. And yeah, keep supporting, keep liking, keep watching. One thing I want to know, actually, I'll post this somewhere. I want to know what time people would like me to do a Facebook Live. I realize I'm not going to hit everyone at the best time for them. And the great thing with this stuff is you can watch it on the replay. But in terms of connecting with people and having that conversation, yesterday's one was good in terms of I was really passionate about what I spoke about yesterday. And I hope that came across. But there was quite a few new people. And that, I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of it at the moment. Interactivity, that's not the word I'm looking for. That engagement, still not the word, getting closer. That's a conversation. And yeah, it really helps me think on my feet, respond to whatever. I don't know what's going to come back. And it just helps. It helps open up the conversation. It helps me get as much out of it as you guys do, hopefully. So I'm going to leave that one at that. Tomorrow, final one of the week. I do these Monday to Friday. Take a break, recuperate for 2 days, spend time with my family, all the rest of it. So final one of the week coming tomorrow. Don't know what's going to be on. Any suggestions, give me a shout, let me know. And enjoy your sleep. The Shy Man is out.